Welcome back. As we've been telling you all show, blue state hypocrites are dropping mask mandates left and left. Joining me now to weigh in, political analyst Mark Halpern, along with Republican strategist and attorney Mehek Cooke. Great to have you both. Mehek, we're going to start with you. They're not fooling anybody, are they? All of a sudden, the science hasn't changed, but the polls have, huh?
Absolutely. I mean, Democrats have played politics with people's lives and livelihoods. They've locked down our economy. They've killed small businesses, including minority-owned businesses. And now they're ending mask mandates, reopening the state, and saying they're following the science. No, it's political science. They're absolutely looking at poll numbers and worried. The formula has always been for Democrats control, and they have realized they're losing it. And they're losing their political power, and I think people are going to make them pay in November.
Mark, from the White House to these blue states, it has been, they hammered DeSantis, they hammered Governor Greg Abbott, and now all of a sudden, the masks are all coming off. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I'm sure you've done some analysis on this. What's your take?
Amazing to me, though, that the White House is still behind these Democratic governors who are urging the White House to take action. I'm hearing that a lot of people around the president would like him to not wait to the State of the Union to get on board this moving train, but to try to get on board, and if I can mix my metaphor, get in front of the parade before the parade leaves town. There's no doubt that they're looking at the polls and public opinion, and plenty of their own constituency, plenty of the people in blue America are seeing these things as long overdue.
Mehek, I want to get you to comment on the breaking news that we have. It looks like there's a trucker convoy that might be forming here in the United States to head out to the Super Bowl or in time for the Super Bowl. And this has inspired a warning from the federal government that there might be a whole bunch of people out there who love freedom conducting a protest. I don't recall any warnings about BLM riots and violence or Antifa riots and violence from our government. Do you?
I don't. I think this has always been about the Democrat political narrative. We've never heard about warnings about making sure we were safe, whether in our cities or in our states. But suddenly now, any freedom lover, the Biden administration, and people are saying that Republicans or freedom lovers are a threat. I absolutely think this is continuing to show the inconsistency in the Biden administration. It's never been about America first. It has always been about America last. How can we ensure that they continue to control us, hamp us down, mask our children? So I would say stop listening to the Biden administration and focus on what you believe is right, your individual freedoms, your liberties, and making sure you follow the law, of course.
Mark, a political analyst for you, like you, has got to be in hog heaven. You've got two examples in both political parties of both sides shooting at each other. First off, you've got Cori Bush out there, defund the police, the squad, defund the police, and Democrats saying, please stop telling the truth about who we are. Please stop it because, and then you've got Mitch McConnell, the leader of the Republicans, giving the imprimatur of bipartisanship and blasting away at calling people insurrectionists who were trespassing in the halls of Congress and maybe breaking a window here and there, which is wrong, but calling it insurrection. And then he's running afoul and bashing his own political party. What do you make of that politically? Both cases.
All right, I have to mix my metaphors again. Both these parties are big tents, but the tents are filled with bottles filled with scorpions, and the scorpions are going after each other. I think that in each case, you see the divisions within the party need to be controlled as best they can if they're going to do well in the midterms. I think the Democrats don't want to go into another election talking about defund the police for the most part. And Republicans are split what they want this election to be about. But I think most of the strategists I talk to would like this election to be about the midterm elections, to be about inflation, the border, crime, general questions about the competence of the Biden administration, and not about relitigating the past.
Well, I'm kind of with them. I mean, there's so much going wrong here in the United States. You can just throw a dart and you can hit something going wrong. Can't swing a cat without something hitting something that's going wrong in this country. Mehek Cooke and Mark Halpern, appreciate the time here on the Salcedo Show. We'll talk again. Liberal comedian Russell Brand, he went viral mocking one of CNN's anchors.